Previously on Sassy Trains.
Thomas's sass has gotten him into a lot of trouble. He made a lot of people big mad, including Gordon, Sir Topham Hatt, the manager of the railway, and all the passengers of the express.
You are the most lazy, disgraceful, revolting engine that I have ever seen. Ooh.
Yeah, Thomas learned to stay off of people's bad side. See how Gordon gets back at Thomas in episode 1 if you haven't seen it already. It'll be right up here in the card. But even after getting in trouble with Sir Topham Hatt and Gordon teaching him a lesson and everyone being angry at him, Thomas still doesn't admit to the sins that he committed. One day, Edward was in the shed where he lived with the other engines. They were all bigger than Edward, and they took pride in it.
"The driver won't choose you again," said Gordon.
"He wants a strong engine like me."
But the driver and fireman didn't like Gordon's attitude, so they took Edward instead.
"Come on, Edward."
Then they lit his fire and made lots of steam. Then Edward puffed away.
This made all the engines very angry that they were left behind.
"Who does that Edward think he is?"
"Yeah, I think he thinks he's better than me. Y'all all know I'm the best,"
said Gordon. Then they proceeded to argue about which train was the best.
"I'm clearly the best, everybody." No, James, you just think that you are.
"You're so right, Thomas. I'm clearly the best."
"But I have smart green paint, so that automatically means I'm the best." "Wait, hold on. Let me tell you a thing or two, Henry."
One eternity later.
Edward grinded hard all day. The driver was very happy with his work and was glad that Edward was busting his buffers off out there. Instead of being lazy like Thomas, night had come, and the engines were all in the shed. "I'm going out again tomorrow. What do you think of that?" But Edward was fast asleep before he could hear what they thought about it. The next morning, Edward woke up to find nothing had changed. Gordon was still boasting. "Watch me, Edward, as I rush through with the express. That will be such a splendid sight for you. Goodbye, puny Edward. Be sure to look out for me this afternoon." Edward went off to do some shunting. Edward liked shunting. He liked to sneak up on the freight cars and ram into them at full speed. He took joy in making the freight cars mad at him. Then Edward went to go rest. Presently, he heard a whistle. Gordon was cross. Instead of nice shiny coaches, he was pulling a dirty freight train.
"I can't believe I have to pull this dusty, musty, crusty, and rusty freight train."
Edward laughed at Gordon's calamity, then went off to find more freight cars. Then there was trouble. "Trains, we just heard that Gordon refuses to go up the hill because he is pulling a dirty freight train. Henry, why don't you come with me and we'll see if we can encourage Gordon to make the climb. And guys, keep this on the down low. We don't want this word getting to Sir Topham Hatt. He was really mad at Thomas the other day.
We don't want to make him any more angry than he already is."
Then Henry sped away to the scene.
They found Gordon at the bottom of the hill, very big mad. His driver and firemen were talking to him very severely. "You better get up this hill right now. Do you hear me?"
"I can't and I won't because I'm above pulling a dirty freight train.
You're just gonna have to get some dirty little train come pull this because I'm not gonna do it. And I'm gonna stay here and just sit because I don't pull dirty freight trains." I would love to see you try and make me pull this train up this hill because I simply won't do it. I refuse. You got that?
Oh, we'll get you up that hill. You can guarantee that, Gordon. Here are our reinforcements now.
Push! Called out Henry's driver to Henry. I am! It's not working! Poor Henry was out of breath. Gordon was being a very stubborn stick in the mud. Henry's driver and Gordon's driver got out to talk to each other. What are we gonna do? Cried Henry's driver. Let's radio James's driver and see if he can help Henry push Gordon up the hill. We can't let Sir Topham Hatt know about this. Right, he'd be so big mad. He was already so mad about Thomas. We definitely don't want to lose our jobs.
Hey, this is Bill, Henry's driver.
This is Craig, James's driver. What's up?
We need you to come down here right away to the hill. Gordon's being stubborn and won't move, said Henry's driver.
Okay, we're on our way.
James arrived on the scene, and together, James and Henry pushed Gordon as hard as they could.
Grr! Grr! They grunted, but their efforts were in vain.
Craig Jackson, we need your help. We need you and Thomas to come over here and help push Gordon up the hill. Please be quick, we don't want Sir Topham Hatt to know.
Alright, we're on our way.
Thomas got there as fast as he could, and together they all tried to push Gordon up the hill. All three of the trains puffed as hard as they could, screaming at the wheels, but they could not get Gordon to move.
Gordon's brakes were very strong.
I knew you couldn't get me up the hill, laughed Gordon.
Just then, Edward pulled up.
Whoa, what's going on, guys?
Well, I could help. I may be small, but I'm mighty, guys. I'll help y'all push Gordon up the hill to take him back home so he can get a timeout.
Edward backed up, then yeeted himself as hard as he could into the backside of the train, which sent Gordon flying. Fortunately for Gordon, he landed safely. But it did give him quite a scare. He pulled off to the side and waited for what Edward was gonna say to him. Guys, I could have sworn I just saw Gordon fly. But that can't be. Trains can't fly. But what do I know? I'm just a puny train.
1, 2, 3, 4.